not Christmas time, but we are live again. And what am I trying to see here? Trying to get this party started. Basically, what I'm trying to do is build up my channel. That's why I'm going live and doing live broadcasts, because I got to build this channel up. The van costs money, and I need to get funds so I can finish building this van. You know how it is. Yes. The reason why I put those on, just so I can hear myself talking. We got to put a new transmission in it. That's like $2,600. I do all the labor because that's what I do for a living. I got to put a new gearbox, or a steering gearbox in it. I don't know how much that costs. I'm gonna have to look that up. But I'm going to put a new steering gearbox in it because I was throwing money into all this other stuff, and for some reason I was like, man, how am I spending I was spending all this money on hoses and replacing this and, you know, whatnot, and I wasn't fixing anything. It was basically the gearbox, steering gearbox was leaking at the bottom, just leaking. So I had to get a new gearbox, this new steering gearbox. I'm probably going to replace the tires on the van because they're a couple years old and they're kind of hard. So they're starting to get hard, and especially out here is, you know, cold weather and whatnot. They'll harden up and be kind of rough. New shocks. I got the pucks so I can actually lift the front end about another inch or half an inch or something like that. And it's time to camp. So I got to get this done for the summertime because it is time to start camping again. I put off-grid living week back. What I mean by that was I was talking about off-grid living on the other live before I went to eat, and we back. I mean, now I'm back. I should have said I'm back. But knock it out. Like I was saying earlier, off-grid living is good. You can actually save a lot of money. You learn a lot because in that it's been a year now, and I've learned a lot just by not paying some bills. Like, you don't got bills, certain bills you ain't got to pay. Like, you ain't got to pay for rent, you ain't got to, you know, electricity and all that. I have electricity because I got a wind turbine, I got solar panels hooked up to the my batteries in here. I have a generator running because I ran the batteries down last night, so I'm just recharging my Anchor, getting that back up. Usually I don't have to do that at all, but like I said, for some reason I didn't turn the battery off yesterday, and it was running the trailer all day, and you have to ration your power. So basically I'm rationing my power. Hello Diamond B5R, I guess that's what your name is. And alright, hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm looking at but yeah, off-grid living is good. You just have to, you're gonna have to be tough sometimes. You're gonna have to deal with cold weather, you're gonna have to deal with mud and rain. You gotta clean up your area, make sure it's nice and neat, so you don't got animals coming trying to eat through your trailer or something like that. I have this other trailer that I'm gonna leave on the property and build it up right here on the property. So it's gonna be like a second home type thing where I can actually come out and stay the night here on this property. I bought it, I was gonna turn it into a food trailer, and then I decided, I keep going back and forth, but I think I'm not gonna do that. I think I just want to turn it into a camper that I can come out here to this part and enjoy the stars on occasion. And if I got friends and family in the area, they can come and stay out here. I got friends bugging me, well, people are co-workers bugging me about bringing their travel trailers out here and just hanging out. So I'll probably end up doing that every once in a while. Just be like, hey man, come on out here, bring your stuff. Because we got a lot of dirt roads out here, a lot of UTV stuff you can do, and it's pretty neat. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm thinking, I'm like, what am I thinking about? But yeah, I've been here a year. It's pretty awesome. And when you live in a city, you know, you're dependent on all the things in the city, like the electricity and the water and all that. And if you don't make that monthly payment, bam, they can cut your stuff off. My stuff never gets cut off here. You like my glasses? They're dirty. But yeah. What was I saying? But yeah, when you live off grid, you're your own infrastructure. You're your own electricity. You get your own water. You get this and that, you know, on your own. So you don't have to worry about your phone, I mean your cell phone, that's the only thing. But you ain't got to worry about your power getting cut off. You ain't got to worry about, hey, my light bill to get paid this month. So I don't know if when they're going to cut my lights off. You ain't got to worry about that when you live off grid. It's all you. If you don't have lights, that's on you. If you don't have water, that's on you. If you don't have septic, that's on you. The only thing I do have here, I do pay for, is trash. So I do have a trash service that comes out and picks up my trash. And I was kind of surprised they drove here and picked up trash. Hey, what's up with the popcorn there? That's pretty cool. Popcorn and cats and stuff. But it's pretty neat. I enjoy it. I enjoy it living out here. And I go to work every day. And I get to keep all that money. You know, I got people that I work with, you know, they ask me that question, like, man, how do you do it? You know, living out here in a trailer, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, my trailer's nice though, but I support it with this shed. My shed is I call it the powerhouse. It's my power, water, and whatever. I got a wind turbine out here. It's not producing any power right now because it's weird right now. Something's wrong with it, so I got to fix that. But I bought that on Amazon. I bought all this stuff on Amazon. My batteries, most of the stuff in here, all the Vivor diesel heaters, just about all, well, yeah, all, well, not everything, but, you know, I got my Jupiter inverter. I'm trying to see if somebody's talking. I bought that at Harbor Freight. I got a Kinset accumulator for the water. I got a transfer pump so I can pump into my IBC totes. And you know, like I said, I got lights on in here because I have my solar system, solar wind turbine inverter or controller, charge controller, which is, I think I paid $150 for that. And it comes with a, what do they call it, a capacitor type thing. So, you know, to save the power, you know, once it's too much that goes into the capacitor, then it still works. Just trying to see who's there. But anyway, yeah, pretty neat, pretty interesting. something I've been wanting to do pretty much my entire life. When I was a kid, I used to think about it like, man, I could live in the woods. And that's basically what I'm doing. Hit that highway, I'm telling you. Get that highway. But anyway, I bought this jack. I keep talking about it, and it's a little Jackery. I don't know which one it is. See that right there? Everybody's got them. They're like Kool-Aid now. I don't know what model it is, the small one. Bought it for $60 at a pawn shop. And I was telling everybody earlier, I use it for my television at night when I'm going. It's kind of stupid, but I turn the TV on to go to sleep. Does that make sense? And then the Jackery dies and that turns it off. But sometimes it doesn't. They'll go all night, and I'll wake up in the morning and the TV's on. But it works pretty well. It actually, you know, I try to save power as much as possible, so I charge this battery, and then I take it in and plug in my television. Now, right now, I'm charging the house batteries, if you want to call them that, for the shed here, with a charger, and it's running off my anchor, which is actually running my trailer. And that's one thing I wish they had came out with when I first bought the first Anchor Solex F3800 was pass-through charging. So it'll charge the battery, but also you can still use it. And the F3800 does not have that option. You're pretty, you know, if it dies, it dies. You got to charge it up, and then you can't use it. But the F2600, actually, you can use it when you're charging it up. And it seems to charge a little faster. So, but I'm talking through my blue mic that I paid $19 for. I got some headphones here. Usually I'm like this, like a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a DJ back in the day. I kind of retired from that. I wasn't no mixing DJ. I wasn't scratching and stuff. I just was I used to mix, but I wasn't like, DJ Magic Mike type. I just mixed the music. I got up real early this morning. I get up early in the morning to go to work, because my job is not close. And I probably spend a good 5 hours on the road every day, going to and from work. It does burn up gas, so I wish that's one of the biggest problems is gas, burns up gas. And gas ain't cheap right now. We are, when I had my diesel truck, my Eco Diesel, maybe I should have called this this one Eco Diesel, but I had a 2021 Eco Diesel. I bought brand new. Loved it. There was a lot of issues around the world about the Eco Diesel, talking about how bad it was, the economy and all that, and clogging up from the EGR and stuff like that. Yeah, that one was perfectly fine. I realized one of the mechanics, one of the I guess a dealership mechanic, he tells me, you got to drive these things. If you don't drive them, they're gonna, you don't drive an Eco Diesel, it's gonna clog up and you're gonna have issues. And I had 192,000 miles on it when I traded it in. I should have traded it in. I should have just kept it, but I don't know. I got too much anyway, so I was like, I need to get rid of it. Didn't really want to, because it did all that towing. I went all the way to Alaska, with it and towed my trailer. I got a 35-foot trailer and a 1500 dragging a 35-foot trailer through Canada on the Alaskan highway with all our junk in it. That thing towed that trailer all the way to Alaska, all the way to Alaska and back. And that was a trip. It was beautiful up there. Canada and whatnot, amazing. If you ever get a chance to go to Canada. Now it might be hard to get out the border because things are going crazy right now. No, I don't know. But yeah, go to Canada, go to Alaska, see it. Basically lived off grid for, well, I've been living in this at this location for a year, and I've learned a lot in a year for off-grid living. A lot. You'd be amazed how much you come up with stuff to survive when you don't have the power company and all that stuff. You make it happen. If you're thinking about doing it, if you're older like myself and you're thinking about doing it, do it. Just do it. Get out there, enjoy it. I was telling everybody, I was talking about this. This is another off-grid hack, I would say. It's a little. You've probably seen one of these before. It's a little water spout that you hook up to a 5-gallon water jug, and it's basically touch. You hear it running, and it's cheap. It costs like $30, I think it was. And it works perfect, especially in the van when you don't want to put you can put a sink in there, but you don't want to plumb it up. So you can just throw a 5-gallon jug of water underneath, throw a tube in it, bam, you got water running. I also have a 4-gallon shower on the side of the van. It's called I can't even remember the name of it. Something Shower 4S or something like that. And I bought a surround from Kick-Ass on Amazon. It's a Kick-Ass shower surround, and it's hooked up to the roof rack on the van. And with the Shower 4S and the Kick-Ass shower surround, all you gotta do is it has like you open it up, and you basically got a shower. You're pretty much your own shower on the side of the van. So now I don't know about doing it in the winter time, but like in the summer and the spring, perfect. You can take a nice shower. You ain't gotta be like, oh, I'm just a dirty guy. Because some people, they live off grid, or they live in the van and stuff like that, and they don't shower. You gotta take a shower. You gotta stay clean. You can't be, I'm roughing it. No. Gotta stay clean. What else I got here? I got my drone in here. I got that for Christmas or a birthday present. I can't remember. But it used to work really well. It did. It was, I used to take a lot of videos, but I could never keep the thing, it's so lightweight, I guess. It's not as heavyweight. It's a B-Vine, I guess you want to call it. B-Wine. I've had it for a couple years now. When I lived in my house in Florida, I used to fly it over the swimming pool, and my dog be chasing it. They would be looking at it and chasing it around them, This B-Wine, you can see right there, it's a little bitty. It's, I don't know what it cost because I didn't buy it. But it was given to me. Man. It's been crashed a few times. The one thing I did like about it, you can actually move the camera a little bit. But there it is. It actually has a 128 up to 128 mini SD card you can put in, so you can do the recording that way. Like I said, I've dropped it. Well, I say dropped, but crashed it a couple times. It's still together. It still works. It still works, still pretty good shape. I just don't use it like I used to. I used to always be flying it back in the good old days, taking videos, but I wanted to get a better one that I can get better videos off of it, and it actually can handle the when the wind's blowing really hard, it can handle it. Drone technology has went a long way. And there's a lot of, right now they're fighting wars with drones. I knew that was going to happen one day. I knew that was going to happen. I had a, being in the military, you think of how could you attack somebody using your military without sending all your troops in. And I said drone warfare. This is way before all these drones started going up. I said you could have the swarm. You just have thousands going at once. Not one at a time. I'm talking thousands, like a beehive flying over you. They can't stop all that. But yeah, I used to think about that many years ago. I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool, like defense contract, just a bunch of drones just flying over. But I don't build them. I don't know how to. I ain't no electrician or nothing like that. I don't be making stuff like that. But I thought that'd be a way to, America could have an advantage. Well, everybody else thought about it too. And guess what? They're using it. I think that's what happened to one of the big leaders in the Middle East. Got killed like that. They flew a drone by where he was at. But not today. I was just like, I'm gonna do a live broadcast or live feeds or whatever you want to call it, just so I can build up my channel, get more subscribers and stuff like that. Just because. When you do these videos and stuff like that, we went to sand dunes a couple weeks ago. That was kind of neat. Never been there, always wanted to go, and we went and checked it out. There was a lot of people. There wasn't a whole bunch of people, but there was quite a few climbing up to the top. You could barely see them, but they were up there. And then gonna hit some of these parks out here. Last week took the UTV out. Went up in the mountains. Had fun doing that, but it was kind of windy and cold. And then the sun went out, and it was like, man, temperature just dropped drastically. Anchor. Yeah, if Anchor wants to sponsor me, they can. Anchor Solex products, they work very well. I don't know, everybody uses Blue Eddy, and there's a couple other brands, Jackery. I think Jackery kind of got the battery solar generators going really hot back in COVID days. So it seemed like everybody I knew had a Jackery, or not knew, but everybody I see. It's not like my dog was out there, but yeah. Looking at this, I'm actually okay. There it is. some of the comments, I'll tell you. Yeah, I was on here earlier, and you know, I'm not a pro at this, but I try to be. And man, maybe I should get this chair. My legs are. It's not a chair. It's a step ladder. Use it as a chair. There we go. Kind of cold. But yeah, I was on earlier and the comments are crazy sometimes. I watched a lady, she talks about, they're in New Mexico, and her and her husband built a off-grid, you know, homestead, I guess if you want to call it that. And they, you know, they got like 25 acres or 20 or 30 acres or something like that. And they're hooking it up. I mean, you know, she wrote a couple of books talking about how you can live off-grid and stuff like that. And, you know, they're hooking it up. Now, where I'm at, you have a lot of county issues that you got to deal with. You can't just be out here. But you got to get permits and stuff, and you got to make sure you're in a legal way, because they don't want just people out here. But there are some people just out here. I didn't realize it's kind of chilly in this place today. My feet are cold. I need a, that's what I could put in here, a wood burning stove. I need to fill up this tank. Thought I filled one up. Yeah, these are like $7 a piece, right? So I bought that dealio. I call it a dealio. I bought the adapter to actually fill them up, and I saw somebody else had it, and I was like, man, that's awesome. I'll do that. Hook it on, and basically fill it up. I think I paid $12 for this thing. But you have to turn the big tank upside down so it can fill this, because you hook it on and you screw this up in there. Oh, there's a little bit in there, not much. It's pretty light. I got a lot of these bottles. A lot. Because, you know, when you're camping, you're always buying them, and then you don't know what to do with them, so I just keep them. But you fill them up, refill them, and save yourself some money. I have my buddy heater over here running, but it's dead now because it ran out of gas. So guess what? I'm gonna put some gas in one of them. I'm gonna do it right here while I'm talking to you. So I can turn my buddy heater back on. Now, I'm not going to show you this, but you'll see. Well, hold on. Don't go nowhere. See, I got this. You can't see it. I got this little bottle here. That ain't a little bottle, that's a big bottle. Bigger bottle. Turn this upside down like that and set it on the table. So I can put some propane in this tank. Well, you can't see it, I got it right here. But that's the reason I bought this tank. I got it for 25 bucks from a friend of mine. He was like, hey man, here's 25 bucks. Now you take your beautiful propane tank, little propane tank, I'll show you the setup. Hold on. Basically like that. Now you take that, like I have it upside down, the big tank, and it has a gauge on there. As soon as I open the valve, it'll say, let me see if I can get some gas in it. The gauge is high. Not working. Put that in there. I don't feel like it. Let's find out. Yeah, that one's empty. I don't know, it's like it took up all the something in it. It's empty. This one's empty. I don't know, this one didn't feel like it took anything. So, black cap back on the bottom. So that back up there. You see what I'm doing here? Now I'm gonna see if there's any propane in it. I don't know if there is or not. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's some heat coming out of it. So, I did fill it up. Let me fill that other one back up. What do you do? It's Friday. I got gas in there. Let me see something here. I'm gonna drain that. So we don't want to move. I'm confused. Let me take this off. Yeah. Still got gas in it. Let me see this one. Okay, that's the one. This one I just had on there. Yes. Okay, this one. Let's see. That one's empty. Found one that was empty. Let's go here. Load it up. I gotta open the valve. Turn this one on and see what happens. guess on my own propane filling station. So close it. I'm adding propane to the little tank. Yep. Now it's full. Let me open these other ones. You hear a little spree. It's got gas in it. That one's got gas. It's 2, 4. This one feels empty, but we'll check. I'm opening this door, just a vent. So now propane smells kind of nasty. It's saying low. Let's fill this one up. It's kind of neat. These like 1 pound bottles. Yep, it's got gas in it. I got one more. Let me go grab it. 2 more actually. More. Just sitting there collecting dust. Kind of rag in there to wipe it there for it up. Ground water. Let that dissipate a little bit, get some of that hair. See, I got the diesel heater going and my buddy here at the same time. And it's pretty toasty in here now. Get this sucker to screw on. That one's empty. Let's fill it up. That one's taking a lot. Took quite a bit. Whoa. That one took a lot. 16 ounce, 1 pound. of these don't want to work.
Go in.
Well, that one don't want to go in. This is the old one.
It's not that. Well, I finally got it going.
Fill that one up. I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, the bottle gets real cold. It's the last one. I got more, but you can hear that? That one got full. Woo. Okay, I got 1, 2, 5 bottles full of propane. If you think about that, that's 7 times 5. That's $35. And then you gotta get rid of the bottle. Oh, gotta close the valve. Ooh, it's too much. Hold on. Open that door. Ventilate. I'm gonna flip this bottle back over. Bottle's full. Close my valve. It's not full, but I vent. That's for today when it comes to that. That saved me $35. About, I think those propane bottles cost like $7, $8 a bottle. And if you get a 4-pack, it's like $20 or something like that, or $5, something like that. I got nice heat right here coming from my little buddy heater. I need to put a gas stove in here. Not a gas stove, a wood burning stove. But yeah, that's an adapter I got off of Amazon. I seen somebody have one, and I was like, man, I need something like that. Went on Amazon and found it. And yeah. Jesus. Still got gas in it. Get my fan this off. Okay, here's something that's really cool. A Bauer fan. Got that at Harbor Freight. $29, I believe. Good thing about it, I gotta put the fan on so I can get rid of some of this propane funk. Yeah, 'cause propane funk stinks. electrical piece of metal came off the flag that it was on. Shut the door, and all of a sudden I heard blam blam. And I was like, what the hell is that? Now the only problem living out here is everything is dusty. Closing the door here. Just need to run that for a little bit so I can breathe. No, everything is dusty. That's the only problem. Dust everywhere. Dirt everywhere. My truck is dirty. And it's brand new. Dirty, but brand new. Yeah, if you watching this video, like, subscribe, hit that bell, get notification of my next video. I'm going to start making content. I need your opinion. If you can tell me what I need to do on content, let me know. If it was warm today, I was going to drive the UTV up and just kind of drive around to where I'm at and let you see the wildlife out there. But it's cold and I don't have a front windshield on my UTV, so I'm going to order one and put it on there because you get wind blown pretty quick. Talk about the UFL, the United Football League, popped up. But yeah, doing this about a year, and I've learned a lot. I basically learned how to survive with nothing. I have everything now. I need to put diesel in my diesel heater. I got 3 of them. The extra one. My generator died, so it cured the internet. So, and that's what. So hold on, I'll be right back. Put some gas in this thing and then run for a few hours. Okay, I'm back. That's hilarious. Ran it out of gas. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Ran out of gas. Now everything's charging back up again. My internet's down. It was for some reason it kicks off every time. If the generator dies, it kicks off. Hello. Actually works pretty good. I'm lying. Okay, I'm back on, I guess. I guess I'm back online. don't know what I'm watching there. That's crazy. I don't know if it says I'm live right now, so maybe I'm not. I don't know. Hold on one second. Eyes back, eyes back. I got nobody watching. What? Okay, I'm gonna start this over. Gonna have to start it over because I don't know if it's up or not. It says I'm live, but we'll come back. Okay. Okay. But anyway, looks like the internet is back up. My generator kicked off. As soon as that happened, it kills the 2028, they're gonna get rid of them. Well, you know, I got mine, and I'll just keep filling mine. I know they're a hazard because, you know, what are you supposed to do with them? You know, a lot of people throw them in the garbage, and you get the garbage truck blown up trying to figure out what happened. Now, I bought this, and I don't know, it works good. It's something simple. I mean, it's real simple. No, the good part is, you know, it attaches directly to it, but whoever thought of this, smart person. Like I said, I just filled up 5 bottles. They're about $8, $9 a bottle. Oh, that one went out again. So let me get one that's got more gas in it, because I didn't think that one had that much in it in the first place. It just phased out. So let me put some. Let's just keep, you know, my feet warm more than anything. I'll fill that one back up. Yeah, I bought this buddy heater about a year ago, or over a year ago. We were staying in this RV park, and it was like cold in there, so I was like, let me get one of these. I was actually trying to put it underneath the trailer, but that wouldn't have been a smart idea. Small guy right here. Good thing about these things, I got a little Weber cooker, and okay, let me see where I'm at. See if I'm even online. Live again. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm still on. Trying to see. Reason why I'm trying to see myself as I'm doing this, but maybe I need to start over. So where do you live? Are you off-grid camping or what? Or you live in a house, apartment, what? It says hi. I don't know. What do you do for a living? Where do you live? Not where do you live. I don't know where you want to live, but are you into off-grid living? Do you? I mean, it's not for everybody. I'll just put it that way. I do it because I sold my house in 2024. Lived in it for 17 years. Decided to travel because when I retired from the military, I didn't get a chance to enjoy retirement, because I started working at my own business, and it was go from the start. Then I decided I'm going to Alaska. My daughter lives up there. I'm going to go to Alaska and see what is up with that. I ended up, I want to say it, buying some property in the colorful, and I was living in RV parks before I bought the property, and then it was like, I'm gonna buy some property and build a house on it. Well, when it's expensive to build a house, real expensive. And the people are not reliable in the construction world. You have to, I don't know, people are not reliable at all. You can't depend on these construction companies or these contractors. You just can't. So I was going to build a house here, decided not to. I have a good plot of land here, and now I'm actually going to buy a house. But it's not a regular house, it's an off-grid house. It's a cabin. And it's got a lot more acreage than where I'm at right now. But this property, I'm just gonna put some greenhouses on it, grow my own food. I'm gonna become a farmer, I guess, if you want to say that. Grow my own food, have a couple of animals, and come out here and then camp. I have my other trailer that I'm gonna work on while it's here, and keep going. Keep on going. I see the numbers drop. It's kind of funny watching. I'm watching myself do the video. I'm talking to the phone, but I'm watching myself as I'm doing the video, just to see how it works. You know, I've done live videos before, but I never did it that way. Kind of tired because I had to get up early this morning to go get water. There's a lot of people there this morning getting water. A lot of off-gridders that don't, you know, either have a well or a dry well, or, you know, living that off-grid lifestyle. Most of the houses out here are off-grid. I mean, unless you live in the city. In the city. You can hear. You might be able to hear my generator running. I'm trying to recharge my batteries. I ran them down. If you wasn't here earlier, I ran them down, and now I'm charging them back up. My generator shut off, and my internet went out. But my phone has its own internet. I'm looking at something. So, well, I was going to talk about it. I bought this wind and solar hybrid charge controller. It's by Mars Rock. Yeah, Mars Rock. I think it came out of China. Bought it on Amazon. It seems to work well because the charge controller that came with the wind turbine was pretty basic, and I was like, well, I need something I can hook up wind and solar together, and that's what I found. They have one that you can, you know, see on your phone. You can Bluetooth into it. This one is not. I thought it was, but it's not. But it's okay, I guess. I mean, it keeps the batteries charged, but I'm running a diesel heater 24/7. The battery's always charged because the wind will start blowing and the turbine will start kicking in. Right now, the turbine ain't doing nothing. But this one solar panel that I have on it is. And that's what powers my lights right now. That's this lights right here. I have two AGM batteries hooked up together, and one of them, they were pretty much dead, actually. Not dead batteries, but pretty close. They were low on voltage, and I hooked that up with the wind turbine and put them together, and they've been fine ever since. And they're car batteries or marine batteries. In the van, I got two batteries in there, AC Delco, I think it is, and they were dead because they were sitting inside of a storage unit. And when I came here, when I brought it here, those batteries were gone. I couldn't even do anything. And then I left it outside. The solar panels that are on top of the van was just beaming power. Once I got them started, because like the batteries were dead, then I just kind of got them started again. Now they're, you couldn't even tell those batteries were dead. But when you got solar, you got energy coming in all the time, yeah, they're gonna last. I guess this is like a marathon. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notification of my future content that I'll be posting. When I do the transmission swap, I'm gonna go live. When I do my gearbox swap, I'm gonna go live. So we're gonna try to get the what am I trying to say? We're gonna try to get the viewers on this channel up to 1,000. If I get that to 1,000, if you could just subscribe, and you can, you know, subscribe to the channel, but put me on mute for a while and just be a subscribed person, just go ahead and do that for me. It'll help me out. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just asking for, you know, if you can just, you know, watch the video or whatever. I got a few videos on this channel that you can watch from the past. Not all of them are great, because I'm not in Hollywood making movies and stuff. But you know, go look at some of my videos and thumbs up, give a, you know, round of applause or something like that. I don't know. Right now, I could actually put super chats and all that, and I'm thinking about doing that. So I got to get that set up so I can get super chats, and you guys can help me out that way. But I'm trying to build this channel so I can, you know, do stuff in the van, because it does cost a little bit of money to do that. And I know if you've seen other YouTubers, you'll be like, hey, how can they afford that? Well, you know, $10 is gas, $5 is coffee, or let's say $10 is less than a gallon of gas. Right now, it's bad right now. I don't know. There's a lot with this gas prices going up. It's crazy, and it's going to be a little bit harder for me right now because of the gas prices going to and from work, and because, you know, when you're spending more money on gas, you know, it's just, you're like, what? It just, when you think everything's going good, something comes up. I'm gonna have to fill this bottle. It's empty. I emptied it out, but I got another one hooked up, and I got 4 more up there that I just filled up. But I wish I can do a juggling act. Well, I can juggle. I learned that when I was working in the restaurant business. Juggling. One thing I was trying to figure out, how some of these YouTubers are DJing on YouTube, and there's copyright claims like crazy. I just don't understand how they get around it, but maybe I need to do some YouTube University or something like that. I am, at my age, I am still going to school. My daughter kind of put a challenge out there for me, and I'm trying to meet it. I'm one step away from it. I got like 17 months of school to go to, and then I can make that decision if I'm gonna continue. You know, I should have done this when I was young, but being a veteran, you know, VA benefits and stuff like that, I'm taking advantage of my Montgomery GI Bill, or not Montgomery GI, post 9/11 GI Bill. That's the other one. You know, I wasn't doing it. A lot of people, they get out of the military, and I don't need that. Do it. If you're retired or you have post 9/11 GI, use it. Even if it's for something stupid, use it. Because they give you a housing stipend, they give you books, tuition, the whole 9. So, and they'll do it until yours run out. And what they, how I want to say, they pay your full tuition. You don't gotta pay for nothing. And they give you a housing stipend, so you can have a place to live. So if you're going to a college, like a 4-year college, it's paid for. You don't have to buy nothing. They pay you food, the whole 9. If you're a full student in a college, I think they give you staff sergeant pay, or E5 pay. Because some people, you know, I say staff sergeant because it's Air Force, but in the E5 pay. You get E5 pay plus, they're paying for your school, so you're not paying for nothing. You can live a good, decent life for 4 years without paying for anything. And it's a good program. It is. I was using tuition assistance when I was in the military. I was going to school at Embry-Riddle University, which is an aeronautical engineering university, or aeronautical university. And I used it for most of the time I was in the military. I should have got my degrees way before this. I should have finished them way before this, let's put it that way. But I'm about to graduate in April, and that's kind of cool. My age, graduating out of college at my age. So I guess it never ends, or if you keep going, you'll get them degrees. I did a paper yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I was late because we got so much going on with this house purchase, and so much going on, and it just, I want to say, it was like I was busy. So I put my paper together, and I kind of threw it together. It was, the idea of it, and I was like, well, I'll try this, and started putting it together, and I didn't do everything right, though. I didn't put my APA title page and all that stuff. I didn't do that. I just sent in the paper, and it was late. So I was thinking, man, that's gonna suck. I'm gonna get the worst grade. No, he only deducted 2 points off the paper, and he just left a comment: make sure you put your title page. Other than that, if I'd have turned it in, I would have got 100%. I got 90 of 100%, which is actually pretty cool. So that made my day last night. I was kind of laughing about it because I was not prepared at all. And now I'm just getting ready to go for the next week. Get my next week stuff done. As you can see, I got gray hair. Gray hair. My hair started going gray in my late 40s. I want to say once I opened my business, my hair really went and started going gray. And then these past few years, they just gave up. I never dyed my hair. A lot of people dye their hair trying to stay young or something like that, but I'm not young. I still got hair, some of it anyway. Got my CDL just recent, which is cool. It's been a dream of mine to get that for a lot of years. It is for my work, so I have to have it to have my job, and they trained me, and now I got a CDLA. I was going to go to truck driving school after I got this degree and get it that way, but my job offers it, and they have in-house training, plus you just have to go get your permit, and then you start doing your training, your practical, walking around the truck, doing all that stuff, and then you go out and drive. They had me driving for like 4 weeks, and we were hauling dirt, and they basically put you in a tandem situation with a combination, so you can learn how to pull a trailer and operate a truck and a trailer at the same time, and dump both. So I learned a lot doing that. That was actually neat. Makes me want to say, hey, can I go out there to the truck line and knock that stuff out again? I think they should let us do that, just to break it up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm trying to get my doctorate degree in business. So that's why I'm still going to school. I have a lot of, like I said, I got about 17 months left. 18 including this one. So, and then I'll be close. I have to pay for the last few classes because my GI Bill, my 9/11, post 9/11 GI Bill kind of runs out. So. I just seen something pop up saying the Democrats flipped Trump's home. I guess some Republican lost his seat to a Democrat in Florida. I think that's what it said. Let me look. Yep. It says tension flares during Iran briefing. Democrats flip Trump's home district in Florida upset, and more of the popular political science stories. Holy crap. What is going on in America, boy? MAGA is probably up in an uproar. If you're MAGA, that's alright. I don't care. It's all about unity, not individuality. You know, I see people talking about Democrats and Republicans and all this. We're one nation under a groove. One nation under a groove. Getting down there for the funk of it. It's getting a little warm in here, so I'm opening the door just a little bit, just kind of. I didn't want to open it that much, but it's open. This is what YouTube says. About 90% or 60% of the people watching aren't subscribed to the channel. Well, I'm gonna say like 80% in my case, because I don't have a lot of people on my channel, a lot of subscribers. So if you don't mind, just subscribe. That's all. No big deal. It don't cost anything. Just hit that bell. Bam. You don't have to hit the bell. Because when you hit the bell, that means every time I throw a video, it pops up. Now, if you want to see them all the time, then hit the bell. And I'm just trying to get enough. I'm trying to get all I need is 400. And was it 488 more subscribers so I can monetize. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. Get 480 something. Yeah, 400. Yeah, 488 more subscribers. Once I do that, life is gonna be good. Or it should be. It'll change the channel. Then I can do more trips and stuff like that. When I was doing those trips back in the day, I owned a business. And I was doing roadside work. What I mean by roadside, fixing people's cars on the side of the road. And trucks and stuff like that. And it was coming in. The green was coming in. Well, I stopped doing that. And the green was going out. So I couldn't do as many trips as I wanted to, like I was, because I would just up and go and head across the country, spending ridiculous amounts of money on gas. Because Astro van ain't great in gas, especially this one, because all the weight in it. But I wish I could squeeze an eco diesel in that bad boy. I'm telling you, that would be awesome. An Astro van with an eco diesel in it, like a 2022 eco diesel. Maybe I should try that, because I got 2 Astro vans. I'm about to go get the other one. I'm leaving next month to go visit some friends and family and I'm going to pick up my van, my other van. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I got so many ideas, but I got too many projects right now. I got to build a fence. I got to build a shed. I got to fix the van, put a new transmission in it. I have to put a new gearbox, steering gearbox in it, new shocks, because the shocks in that thing is shot. And you can tell every time you hit a bump, that sucker just wants to bottom out, it feels like. But the front suspension is bad on the van right now. It just needs some TLC. I need new control arms. I think I'm gonna replace it all. I did replace all of the, what am I trying to say, tie rod ends, control, the drag link and all that stuff. I did all that when I swapped the engine, but I should have done more. I should have actually, but I didn't have time to leave it up on that lift, so I had to get it off the lift because it's business. So I gotta, fix my customers' cars, or used to be customers' cars. That was a hard. Well, it's not a hard business. It is a hard business. I think the auto repair business is a hard business because you got to keep the cars coming in. If they're not coming in, you're not making money. If you're not making money, you ain't gonna be in business. That was one of my biggest problems with my auto repair shops, is keeping the customers loyal. Because where we were at, they were not loyal at all. One day they're your friends because they need something quick. Next day they ain't coming by you, they're going to the other guy. And people, your car is more important than anything other than your kids and your wife, family. But you need a car. In today's society, it's hard to live on a bus. Because it is. I remember I used to do it back in the day. See those beautiful lights. I don't know if they're all working. Oh, that's just the extra. Yeah, I bought this. I don't know, and I stick around my awning, my little canopy deal, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. See, well, I've been online for I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes. But like I said, if you could just hit that bell, or not hit the bell, but hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Would be great. Now, let's talk sports. I'm going to go. Last year, the Denver Broncos probably put up the best season they've had in a long time. I think they went 14-2. They went 14-2. Let me go back. Man. Sorry about that. Got you in there. They had a good season last year. If Bo Nix, my prediction, if Bo Nix did not go down, Denver would have won the Super Bowl. I'm being honest. The Rams, who played in the Super Bowl? I forgot. What the hell? Let me go here. Let's go to Google and see what this is. I forgot who was in the Super. I know the New England was in there, but they got destroyed. Seattle. Okay, Seattle was not that good. You might think they would, but I think Denver would have took them. I think Denver would have took the Seattle Seahawks because Denver was a better team than any team in the NFL last year. And I know it seemed like he kept coming back at the last minute, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win. It doesn't matter if you score 1,000 points in the first half and don't score at all. The other team could come back and beat you, score 1,001. And that's what Denver was doing all season long. They would get behind, and then they would rally. It was like, it was crazy. And I'm a huge Bronco fan. Let me see if I can. And it was crazy. I mean, and I know everybody in the league was like, oh, they can't sustain that. Buffalo came up in Denver thinking they was going to win the game. They was like, yeah, we got Josh Allen. We got Josh Allen. Josh Allen got beat in Denver. Denver this year was a better team this year. Last year anyway. And I think they would have beat Seattle in the Super Bowl because of how they were winning in the regular season. You know, Bo Nix beat Josh Allen. He beat Patrick Mahomes twice. We swept the Chiefs this year. We haven't done that in so long. We beat the Chiefs twice. That game against New York, everybody's like, oh my God, you know, New York come up in Denver and almost beat us. And they found a way to beat the Giants. The whole season was like that. It was just like, wow. And guess what? They're all coming back. Those players are coming back. So not only they're tried and tested through a weird season, they're coming back. And I'll be watching every game because I live in the state. When I lived in Florida, I could only see so many games. And we had to get direct TV and all that NFL Sunday ticket. And that used to suck. You had to pay $275 to do that. What? Yeah, I've been online for an hour and a half. I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes. Then I gotta go dump some water and stuff like that out of the trailer. I have to get that situated so I can wash dishes. Gotta wash them dishes. Then I gotta dump the septic also because I gotta take a shower. Gotta take a shower. My tanks are full right now. I gotta get that all done up. I'm gonna empty it and then I'm gonna empty it, take it to the dump, come back, empty it again because I gotta take a shower. One of the things I need to bring up, what happened to the dental clinics in this country? Ever since COVID, they have completely shut down as a business. I was with Comfort Dental, and they used to clean my teeth every year and whatnot. And when COVID happened, they were pushing us off. Like, oh, we have to reschedule next year. It's like, how many people are you working on? And there's more than one dentist in the world. But no, they were we can't get you in for another year. So they postpone your appointment for another year. And then that year would come up and they said, we'll get you another year. And you're like, my shit's about to fall out. So, and then I called today trying to find a dentist, and they're like, we can't get you in until next month. It's like, how many heads are you, how long is it taking you to do dental work? It's just cleaning. So I gotta find somebody. I gotta find a dentist. It is crazy. You know, that'd be like a mechanic saying, I can't get you in this week, but I can get you in the first of the month. Well, it's the first of the month right now. Well, I can get you in next month. It's getting ridiculous. It's ridiculous. COVID messed up a lot. A lot. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just talking and I don't even know if you can hear me. Let me see. That's what Denver was doing all season long. They would get behind and then they would rally. It was like, where? I guess you can. It sounds pretty good. I got this mic over here. But I don't know. What's your thoughts? Everything has went up in price. Service has dropped down heavily. Companies don't care. If everybody stopped, okay, you have to understand, all these major companies are in so much debt. It's ridiculous. And they try to make, they didn't whip it around to tell you, oh, we got stocks and all that. You're in debt. Walmart's in debt. They're living off of air money. I would just put it that way. You have to think of it this way. Say you yourself borrowed money to live off of. Like you're always borrowing money. Always borrowing money. But to get money, I mean, how am I saying? Let me take that back. Okay, you go to a store, major chain, and you're like, they got all this product on the floor. Well, they got to pay for that, right? So they're borrowing money from the stock market because everybody's putting money in the stock market. So they're borrowing money from people in the stock market. They got money, loans out on the property for the bank, you know, for the banks and stuff like that to build properties. And then they got employees they got to pay. But they're signing papers to pay for all their stuff. And they're in so much debt that if, say, everybody decides not to go to shopping for one day in America, just, you always got those people who go shopping, but what I'm saying, just that one day, everybody says, we ain't shopping today. They freak out. If you notice, they say if consumer spending is down, they start freaking out. When they say consumer spending is down and they're trying to have sales and stuff like that to get you in the door, it's not because they have a lot of money in the bank. they're trying to keep the doors open, because if you stop shopping, they can't pay their bills. The stockholders don't get their money back. That money they're borrowing from the stock market, I say borrow because that's what it is. It's a loan. Because when you give money to somebody, you're loaning it to them to make money. And sometimes that stock market dropped and then they pull their money out. If everybody pulled their money out of the stock market, they would go out of business. Unless they're like, you know, SpaceX, which is a completely solely owned by Elon Musk. But he's on the cusp of, if he lost his contracts, he could go out of business. And that's how, you know, maybe I got it wrong, I don't know, but I see it as anytime you borrow money from somebody, you got to pay it back. That's a loan. That means you're indebted to that loan. The U.S. government is indebted to those savings bonds. But they get tax dollars like crazy, so. I guess I'm just gibbering. I said I was going to go for another 30 minutes, so another 25 minutes. But I guess back to off-grid living. I'm not a hunter. I can't do that. So I do got to go to the store, buy food and all that. Just could never do it. Even as a kid, let's go bird hunting and stuff like that, and I just couldn't do it. Now, when I want to say it, I can go to Facebook. Let's see what I got here. Man, these computers. There it is. It's hiding over in the corner. Basically, I'm going to put a link up to get mofos. Try to get mofos to come apart. There. Try to get some folks on the, coming over to the channel. Let's see here. Man. Okay, I'm done. That messed it up. Oh, yeah. Man, this thing. I gotta do homework. Sometimes, man, it's funny how, you anyway, I was just trying to, this channel is Expedition Astro, talking about Astro vans, trying to build a community. Well, I was trying to build a community on the Astro van platform to actually go out and do some camping. Astro vans aren't the most popular when it comes to camper vans, but there are more compact. I try to, if people would build more stuff for them, it'd be awesome. I found Journeys Off-Road on accident, and I was gonna be typical, everybody's using Sprinter vans, but I don't know. wasn't a spirit. I'm not as. I like them, you know, but I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and they had them old, you know, Chevy, Ford, Econoline, Chevy Express vans, and those things are nice, you know. My sister had a Tradesman 200. I don't know if you remember those. It's Dodge. They had a She had a Tradesman 200, and going on here. Okay, there we go. She had a Tradesman 200. It was roomy. It had a bed in the back. Had that shag carpet, which was kind of crazy. I don't know if that's still up or not. Let me see if it's. Yeah, it's still up. Yeah. But anyway, but she had a Tradesman 200. It was like gold, orangish color, like a two-tone white. And she worked at McDonald's out there in Denver, and off of West Coast or West 38th Street, where the lowriders were back in the day. And I remember she was looking at buying a Chevy Express, one of them custom vans, but them things were expensive back then, you know. But I don't know. I bought my first Astro. It was a 1994 Cargo. It was, I don't know. I used it for my work van, and it was a beast. It was a beast. But it was a beast. It was, yeah. I don't know. I bought it to be a mobile mechanic in it, and I used it for quite a few years. And I was going to do a job. I was going to go work on a truck or something like that. I was replacing a battery for a company in a car. Coming back, bam, hit this guy. He was on the side of the highway looking at something, and he came right out into the road, and I just hit him, destroyed the van. I should have kept it and rebuilt it, you know, because it has a subframe, so the subframe could have been replaced. Fixed the front clip and just went on about my business, but you know, it happened so fast. I was like, man. And then I ended up just letting the insurance company take the van. They gave me no money for it. They gave me like, it's kind of stupid how it is, man. I'm telling you. It is stupid how these companies work. They don't give you anything. They gave me $1,100 and they took $600 of it. What's it? For my deductible or something. So I only got $500 for the van I had for years. Paint job, decals, the whole nine. It was just ridiculous. Kind of sad for myself because I was like, see, I'm getting some. I look tired. I probably am. I am a little tired. I got up early this morning. I got up early. I had to go get water this morning. Not even sure how. There we go. That's a little better. But yeah, this morning I had to get water, so I was up early, and I went to bed. I didn't go to bed late last night. I kind of what did I get? I don't even know. I went to the room, went to the bed, laid in it, and probably fell asleep as soon as I got in bed. Because I work on them trucks, man. I'm tired during the day or during the evening. And then I gotta do homework, I gotta do work here, and trying to trying to, you know, survive, I guess. Trying to survive, working on them trucks. But it's fun. I like working on them trucks. I learned a lot. I was not a diesel mechanic. I wasn't a big truck mechanic. I was mainly cars, you know, passenger vehicles. I worked on U-Hauls, but not to this extent. U-Haul was a good thing, but it didn't last forever. U-Haul has a problem with letting people make money when you're a contractor for them. They don't like it. They want you to do something else, is what I was told. What I mean by do something else is, we don't want you to just depend on this because you're going to take our money away. When I was a U-Haul dealer, yeah, I went big and I got crushed by U-Haul itself. So. Well, I got about 13 minutes left. My phone's gonna die because I'm using a mic hooked up to it right now, and it's powering the mic also. So I'll be heading out here in about 13 minutes and probably go take a nap. Oh yeah, when I was I bought these IBC totes from a guy up north Colorado, north of Denver. And the guy told me, he said, "Hey man, you want some beer?" And I was like, actually I said no, but he brought it out anyway. So I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I'm not sure how popular they are either. But that's the brand. Mountain Time Premium Lager. And it does have an expiration date. I just seen it. And that's this year, this month. So I'm gonna give it to somebody because he gave it to me. I'll be like, "Hey man, I got these. Do you want them?" I'm pretty sure there's somebody I think. But I didn't know there was a brewery called Mountain Time. Fort Collins, that's where I got it. Fort Collins, Colorado. But well, I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I'll probably come back on tomorrow and Sunday. Watch some NASCAR with me. Yeah, we gotta get these numbers up. Every time I come online or every time I go live, I get a couple extra, I want to say it, subscribers. And it's building up the channel to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. It seems like once you get to 1,000, then you shoot up. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers, they start out and it's like it drags and it drags and it drags, and then all of a sudden, bam, they get one, and then they shoot up. Well, I'm gonna edit a video. I'm gonna post it today, and it was our sand dunes video, so I'll post that. It's not that much. It's just us walking around, talking and stuff like that. And this was a couple weeks ago. We went to the sand dunes, and since I now have a four-wheel drive truck, I'm going to possibly go to Durango and some parts of Arizona I want to go see this summer. So Arizona, Utah, especially Utah, man. Utah's beautiful. I mean, this area of the country is off the chain. And I'm kind of glad it's not overpopulated like Los Angeles or California and New York. So it's getting that way because you got all these people from California and New York coming this way. But we ain't got no water, y'all, so stay out there. We do not have water in Colorado. It's drying up left and right. And they're not going to tell you that, but they're trying to build dams and reservoirs and all this. And yeah, I don't know if you saw the news about like Winter Park closing early and Vail and Breckenridge and all that. They're closing early because there ain't no snow. And it sucks. So it was a terrible year for snow this year. Terrible. It was 81 degrees yesterday. It's March. It's supposed to be in the 20 below. Last year about this time it was about 17, 18 below zero where I'm at. It was 60, 70 degrees yesterday. Something ain't right. Somebody's sucking the clouds out of the sky or something. I'm looking at comments. But yeah, fun in the sun. Like when I was in Florida, it was hot. It was really hot. But it gets hot up here, it just don't get humid hot. Where you dying, you know, like, oh my God, it's hot. But, well, this is my last 7 minutes. I'm gonna pitch it again. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, get notification, because I will be coming on quite a bit. And like I said, I'm trying to build the channel. I'm trying to get myself to 1,000 subscribers so I can do some monetization. And I'm not trying to do this to live off of, you know. I'm just trying to build the van. I want to use it for the van. And I ain't gonna be buying no 4-wheel drive trucks and helicopters and tanks and stuff like that once I get famous. Because I'm gonna get famous. And you're gonna be right there with me. No. I know it's a lot of YouTubers, that's what they end up doing. They, you know, I watch Truck House Life a lot. That guy's pretty awesome. I've been by his house. I didn't go to his house or nothing like that. I just drove past on a road that you could see his house, his cabin that he built in Alaska. I was watching this video yesterday. He's got his little trailer that he was pulling behind a snowmobile. So go check him out. Truck House Life. This guy, his name is Timmy. I've been watching him for years, and I've seen his channel go from almost nothing to where it is today. The other one was Nomadic Movement. I remember they didn't have no fucking subscribers. Now they are building houses in Panama. Trent and Alley, that group also, they were with Nomadic Movement. They met, I think they met at one of the, what event was that? I can't think of it. The Rendezvous in Arizona with Bob Wells. I think Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, that's what it is. Bob Wells and they were there, and they left, and they said we're going to go to Belize, and they were hanging out then, but they're not together as much anymore. There's another one, Emma and Beck, Eamon and Beck, or whatever. That was another one. Van Wives, they're a good one. I used to watch, what was that guy's name? He's an Australian guy, and he was with Lee, and she committed suicide. and he kind of went off on his own. But I don't watch him as much as I used to. I used to watch him all the time. I started working too much and really didn't have time to be watching YouTube videos. But when you watch them, you get addicted. And COVID really put you in there. When COVID kicked off, everybody was watching these guys. There's one lady I watched them. I see them on Facebook, but they don't do YouTube. I don't see them on YouTube, but she lives out in New Mexico with her husband, and they're an off-grid couple with their son, I believe, and they're doing a lot over there. They really are off-grid. They're miles away from civilization. But everything he's got a well, they got septic, they got, they don't pay no rent. They build their house on their property, and they're not paying any rent. See the number one up there. Who's that? I can't see pictures, but I see the people. But 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Like I said, I'm going to be putting more videos out, so come back, watch the videos. I'm going to edit a video today and post it, so go watch that. These live chats, like I said, I've been doing them recently, and I got to come up with more shorts. Like, shorts build me up a little bit, but it's hard to get people to. YouTube ain't as I don't know if it's not as popular. I think there's something else out there. It was TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. It's basically the same thing. I got a bad tooth and I gotta get it fixed. And there's no dents in the world. Hello. I see somebody say hello. There it is. But anyway, like, subscribe, get that bell, get notification on the next videos. I'll be doing this quite a bit, trying to build it back up and trying to move forward, I guess, if you want to say it that way, so we can build this channel again, get more better content, That's all I got today. So hopefully you have a good Friday. Go out there and enjoy it. If it's not snowing or fires in the neighborhood or nothing like that. But I'm gonna go inside, take a nap maybe. I don't know. I feel like I need to take a nap. I'm tired. Like I said, I got up early this morning, had to go get water, and I was up. I'm up early anyway, but today I was really up early. On a Friday, usually I'm knocked out. I only work 4 days a week, which is awesome. Well, enjoy your Friday, and I'll be on this tomorrow. So talking a bunch of crap. So take it easy.